everything we're experiencing right now is the reason why I have been promoting skepticism regarding the timing of the success, right? And I used to get a lot of shit for this. I used to say people thought I'm spreading I'm this goes against spreading hope, but I thought it's completely in line with going with spreading hope. People used to say like, oh, the regime is going to fall in 2 weeks, in 2 months, in 5 months, in 6 months, in 3 months. And my messaging was like, we don't fucking know. All I know is the regime is getting weaker and we're moving in the right direction and things are progressing. And because people kept on giving timelines, then are something that, in my opinion, right now is a clear victory against Islamic Republic, only looks to some people like a defeat because they're comparing it to the timeline that was promised rather than to the progress that we have made in the past year. This is an To me, this is an obvious victory against the Islamic Republic. Obvious. Like 1 year from before, 1 year before, like 1 year ago, if you anybody told us that this is where we're going to be, where the supreme leader is fucking dead, and the next supreme leader is as good as dead, right? Is it basically is indistinguishable from being dead, and 60, like from Qasim Soleimani until now, 60 of the most high ranking IRGC officials, like layer one dead, layer two dead, layer three half dead, and Shamkhani is dead. Holy fuck, Shamkhani is dead. Larijani is dead. And not only the Islamic Republic is not going full on revenge mode, they are going out and sitting at the fucking table with the people who killed Ali Khamenei, and they're going to be signing an MOU with. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, what are you talking about? In 1 year? Are you sure you don't mean 10 years? Are you sure you don't mean 10 years? They're like, yeah, no, Armin, on top of that, they haven't buried their supreme leader because they couldn't, and he's stuck in a fridge for more than 100 days. And most of their navy is gone. Most of their air force is gone. Most of their air defense is gone. Their rockets is not doing much except against UAE, Bahrain, and Kuwait. Um, they tried to close the Strait of Hormuz, and oil prices didn't even get remotely close to $200 per barrel. They actually genuinely talking about giving up their enriched uranium. They have it. It doesn't seem like they're doing gonna do. We're still far away from that, but they're actually flirting with it. Like what? Like they actually like what? And not only that, 1 year ago, if you told me that the vast majority of the Iranian people have now accepted the leadership of Prince Reza Pahlavi, they're way more united than ever before. Like if I compare it to the Massa Revolution, we used to be divided. It used to be, the idea of Prince Reza Pahlavi as a leader used to be like a much more divided issue, and now that's not a thing anymore. So you're telling me the regime is that weak, and now the opposition has just confirmed, has agreed the leadership of Prince Reza Pahlavi, and they united under his leadership, and he actually has an organization and a plan, and they're organized, not just united. And Prince Reza Pahlavi is this globally recognized by non-Iranians. And you're telling me at the middle of all of this war, the US stock market is reaching record highs and price of oil is now below $80. I'm like, yeah, this is like this is fancy. Like, what are you talking about? And then you're telling me they get Armin and in the middle of all of this, you have regime supporters coming out and threatening the regime and basically saying that supreme leader, they're crying about it. They're saying the supreme leader has been taken hostage, or the supreme leader is betraying us, or the supreme leader is dead. And there's actually even confusion for more than 100 days. There's confusion regarding whether or not the supreme leader is alive. And like, holy shit, this looks like a dream come true. In the middle of all of that, if you all of a sudden told me, yeah, but Armin, some people think that this is not good enough because we haven't yet achieved regime change. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, yeah, because they thought that regime change will happen in 3 months, but it's taking longer. I'm like, wait, you're telling me we made this much progress against the Islamic Republic, and some people are upset because the regime hasn't fallen faster? I would understand if you tell me that, yeah, but like There's so many people suffering in Iran economically, and there's executions. That I understand why people would be devastated because of that. I wouldn't understand people saying, describing this as losing against the regime. The only way that this could be sold to us as losing if there were people out there saying that the regime will fall in 2 weeks, in 1 month, and 2 months, and we didn't reach that goal. Only in that case, this could look like losing. And this is why people misunderstood my skepticism as pessimism. I wasn't pessimistic. I was just looking out for days like these where an absolute obvious victory would be seen as loss because it was being compared to that. In fact, I'm all for spreading hope. And I think spreading hope is comparing ourselves to where we were last year and make big, which makes it very clear that we're winning this if we compare where we are right now to last year. That's how you spread hope. That's how you spread hope because it's clear. If you doubt this, just look at the pro regime people and look at it, wash their tears, and ask yourself, what the fuck am I saying that? What the fuck are they saying that I'm not? Because I agree with regime supporters. They're losing. They're losing. And it's important, guys, for us to demonstrate. Once you realize this, it's important to spread it. It's important because we are fighting a psychological warfare, not just a military warfare. And every single one of you is participating in it. If we watch the regime supporters crying over the signature and we celebrate that, is because we know that loss of morale and that division is making them weaker. So if that is true, then we have to try to avoid this happening in our camp. So once you realize why we're winning, it is your responsibility to go around and tell people why we're winning. Go make a list of why America is winning this. Go make a list of why Israel is winning this. Go make a list of why the Iranian people are winning this, because I can promise you the list is very, very long. And go make a list of why the Islamic Republic is losing this. And first of all, read it every time. Go through your list every time that you feel lack of hope. And then go out there and read that list every time it's trying to demoralize us and cause division among us. Go out there and do this. This is your job. This is your job. As soldiers for liberty, this is your job to go spread hope over the progress that we have made. And also humiliate the regime, because causing the division and demoralizing our enemy is also part of your job. Keep unity. Don't shame the people you do disagree with you. Listen to them, try to convince them, but make them feel heard. Make them feel heard. Give them a place where they could come and tell you your concerns. If they're telling you their concerns, don't shun them away from you, because then you're not going to have an opportunity to try to convince them otherwise. Remember, this is psychological warfare, and you don't need to pick up a gun to participate in it. You only need to be on social media, and you could be a soldier in this fight. So use your power to spread the right narrative out there responsibly. This is what you can do. This is you we live in an age where every single one of us could fight evil and spread liberty and fight for the forces that are making the world a better place. It's so much easier than before for us to participate. And I hope this group here, this discussion here, is equipping more of us to with the weapons to do so. All right. And yeah, I'm gonna stop talking because I want to hear what the other people are saying. But the list that I just gave you are the things that just came at the top of my mind regarding how devastating this has been to the Islamic Republic. United States is stronger than it has ever been before, both economically and militarily. Israel is militarily stronger than it has ever been before, and the political disagreements that they have is not going to change the direction when it comes to their maximum aggression towards the Islamic Republic. The Iranian people have never been more united and stronger than ever than before. This is like the amount of growth that we have had in the opposition against the regime has been very fast, especially in the past year or two. And the Islamic Republic has never been as weak as it is now. and every single thing that I just told you is true, is objectively true, is verifiably true, and it's hard to look at that and think that things are not going our way. All right, who's next?
Oh my God, do we need to hear from anybody else? Armin, you got people crying, Armin.
Oh my,
Oh,
really? Oh,
okay. Yes. Oh my God, Armin.
oh,
So
okay.
I know that that has been clipped. I was recording that on my cell phone and sent it to people straight up. Oh my God.
Oh, oh, wow,
Oh
thank you.
my God. You're like our pastor in here, our atheist pastor, and we're like amening you with our little emojis. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Next we have Wyatt, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Wyatt.
How you doing?
Good.
Well, first off, I've had too many strokes in my life, so every now and then I kind of blank out. So if I do, I'm not being rude to you. It's just
Okay.
kind of part of the thing. Well, you know what I'd say? You know, if you don't believe, you can never win. And if people get so bummed out over a minor bump in the road, like Trump does this or Trump does that, how can they possibly win? Because you have to visualize victory. And it kind of bums me out how many people get bummed out. Over nothing. Because I think what's going to happen is that we're going to have really bad dark moments in the future. And if people are so depressed over nothing, what are they going to do when something really bad happens? Because to get rid of the regime, I was reading an FBI report that said there's about 200,000 hardcore extremists that will never give up, and they want to be martyrs and get their 72 versions. Those people are going to take a lot of lives. So really bad shit's coming. And if you're going to get bummed out because Trump did this or Trump did that or Bibi did this, how are you going to take it to the end? You'll just give up or bum other people out, or you got to be uplifted, because this is going to get really, really, really ugly. Well, that's basically what I wanted to say on the topic.
Wyatt, are you the same Wyatt in our chat? Wyatt?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am.
Well, so I'm so happy to have you here, and I see you're a premium member. I'm gonna bump you up to a VIP, so we get to see you in in all our discussions. And thank
Okay,
you for
thank you.
yeah, and thank you for being with us all this time. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that you're here as well now.
thank you. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, next we have Sketch.
Yes, I want to echo some of the sentiments you said. I would focus more on the list of things that are good for America and wins that we have, more on the losses on that than the losses of the IRGC. Because if you say we killed their Ayatollah, what the hell? What's an Ayatollah? I don't care. We dismantled this and this and that. I don't care. The Americans are busy. I call them Walmart Americans. They're also busy Americans. They're busy with their work. They're busy with their prices. They're busy with their kids going to school and all those activities. What you need for them is a list of wins, and I would focus on the wins for America. Why this is good for us, like basically freeing up trade along that hub, making sure that that trade isn't threatened again, is good for our partnerships in the region and commerce in the region. Cheaper oil, cheaper trade of any rare earth minerals that have begun to be mined in that area. Trade all across all the straits are better if the IRGC, who funds all the people who attack the straits, are greatly diminished and controlled, right? If I would focus on a list of wins, because the list of meaningful wins for Iranians on what the IRGC lost is not something that's going to be easily understood by Americans. That's my only note. That's my only take. If you're an American and you want to make that list, if you want to follow Armin's instruction on this, focus on the list of wins. I mean, you can lay out the losses of the IRGC too, but just my knowledge of how Americans are, they're not going to care as much. They're going to care more about our wins.
Okay, next we have Shadow.
Hi, everybody. Is my voice okay?
Oh, hey, Shadow, wait, can you? Is it okay if I say what you know what I want to say? Yes, your voice is okay.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Can you say it yourself because I want to make sure.
That I'm the one of activity in Persian part. That's what you want to say?
Yes, and
And I'm one of, I don't know, I'm a one of protester or revolutionary in middle of the Iran.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
So that's I wanted to tell people. Okay, so you said it. I wanted to tell people that you're kind of talking to us from inside Iran. So you said it, right? So
yeah,
yeah, and also you're active on my on the Persian side with me. Yes.
yeah, totally.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
guys, Shadow is talking to us from inside Iran. I just wanted to let people know that. So go ahead.
okay, thank you. Uh, I think the most things I wanted to say you already told, but I wanted to mention some people nowadays I see that they are upset, they feel hopeless, not because the regime hasn't been changed yet, but they feel Trump betrayed them because Trump told the help it's on it, the help it's on the way, and uh, nowadays Trump is negotiating with the Islamic Republic regime policymen, and there is nothing about the Iranian people situation. You know, when Reagan was negotiating with Soviet, one of the most highlighted option was the human rights. They talked about Soviet people, but nowadays many Iranian people feel they are hidden. Nobody sees them except liberty politics. Yes, you really care. I appreciate you. Seriously, that's too much for us because you could do whatever you want, but you're here, care, you're our voice. That's so great. But what about the American policemen? What about the activists that are doing whatever they want uh, except pay attention to Iranian people? Because you know that clearly, but for those they don't pay attention, every one more day that Islamic Republic regime breathe is equal one more death. And it's not just because of execution. Most of us because of the economic problem. And I think nowadays Iranian people just want to know that is still Trump stands behind them or no. Because some of them said it's just about a petrodollar, it's just about the battle against China. Trump just used the Iranian people as a tool to follow his way, and these kind of things. I hear some of them in the news and different pages on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and that's make that is taking the Iranian people hope down. Some of them are so happy because, as Armin told, we see, the fan of Islamic Republic regime are fighting together. But on the other hand, some Iranian people are becoming hopeless and hopeless because, as I mentioned before, they didn't see the attention they wanted on the media and these kind of things. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Shadow. Okay, next we have LEK, and then
Can
we
I just
will.
quickly
Oh, go ahead.
can I just quickly respond to that because is that I do think it's important to respond to this because first of all, Shadow, I think it's important to clarify that this is not the view of Iranian people. This is the view of some Iranian people, right? Like this is some of the voices that we're hearing, right? Some of the voices are out there basically speaking against this view. For example, like me. One thing I do tell Iranians who think like this is that uh, President Trump doesn't have any responsibility when it comes to the Iranian people, right? President Trump's responsibility is to Americans, right? And if helping Americans leads to helping Iranians getting liberated, that's great. But I tell them, like, President Trump doesn't owe you anything. If President Trump on the path to serve the Americans happens happens to do anything that damages the Islamic Republic, then we should be grateful for that. We should be grateful that serving the American people ended up damaging the Islamic Republic. That's the way you should. Like, why do you think President Trump owes you anything? He doesn't owe you anything, right? So just show gratefulness when in their path to serve Americans, the Islamic Republic is getting weaker. And President Trump is actually very clear with what he said. Like, people are like, oh, he said this, but then this happened. President Trump said, help is on the way. And he was right. Help arrived. He didn't promise the regime will be toppled. Toppling the regime is our responsibility. It's the Iranian people's responsibility. Sometimes we receive help, sometimes we don't. When we receive help, we should be grateful for that help. When we don't, and we keep fighting. It is not other countries' responsibility to come and do our job for us. Our job, the Iranian people, is to fight the regime and free ourselves. If on this path, at any moment, somebody comes and makes it easier for us, even by just a little bit, we will become grateful for that help. But we should be focusing on on our fight against the Islamic Republic. Our job doesn't change. If Americans help, we fight the Islamic Republic. If the Israelis help, we fight the Islamic Republic. If Americans don't help, we fight the Islamic Republic. If Israelis don't help, we fight the Islamic Republic. That doesn't change. Stop being obsessed over actions by people that we cannot control. If it comes, we're grateful. If it doesn't, that doesn't change what we're supposed to do. All right.
Okay, next up we have Ellie K.
Hi guys, I just loved what Armin said. Last night I kind of made a list of what Trump's promised, and I just keep sticking to that. Help is on the way. He did not define what that help was or when it would arrive. I believe it logistically got there when it could. You cannot fly an aircraft carrier across an ocean. It takes time. And then to get everything strategically set in place, that all takes time. I think some people are delusional if they thought help is on the way meant within 2 hours we were going to start bombing. He did not define that there was going to be a regime change or who he would support. He said he would support Iranians to assist them, basically, to self-actualize, to be self-determined and decide who their leader is. And he did keep his promises. And also from my family and friends in occupied Iran that were a little bit shaky on Pahlavi, they are telling me two things: arm the Iranians and stand behind Pahlavi, because they're able to understand now the only way that they're going to be able to self-determine their country is by having someone who will come in and let them decide and take a vote. So those are the only messages I will be pushing out, are the ones for my husband and my family. They are grateful to President Trump. They are excited because they are further than they have ever been. They still cannot believe the Ayatollah is dead. They tell me the IRGC is not as effective as they have been ever. There is chaos. And I believe them and I love them. And me on the outside as an American will continue to support one person. And I don't want to start crying, but of everybody I know, the only person who has been consistent with a message of hope and love and cares for his people is the Shah. And that is the only person I will be promoting. I will not promote the IR. I will not play into the game that's being promoted, what gets the most likes on X. Oh, if I start hating Trump, because that is it's just fanning the flames. And if the regime sees us falling apart and hating President Trump and getting mad at him and yelling at him, they win. And our fucking families lose. So we have to think about that and be cautious, you know? Like, this isn't a game and it's not a popularity contest. These are 92 million people who are being held hostage. So, unity.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Reham.
Hi again. Armin beautifully said. I agree with everything that you were saying, and I think it's worth speaking about later in one about what happened after the Massa event during the Woman Life Freedom, and how divided the opposition was, and how that hurt the opposition and helped the regime immensely. I can talk about it later, but what I want to add to this topic was that considering how congested the Persian Gulf had been, I think as of right now, there was 2 days ago, there was about 1,000 vessels that were in the Persian Gulf. And a lot of them were carrying crude, considering how close Bahrain, Qatar, and UAE are to Iran. If the US had started military attacks once again, the Iranian government knows that they cannot beat the US head on, so they'll just start causing carnage in the Persian Gulf, killing innocent people that were stuck there. They're just innocent people. They had nothing to do with this war. They're not even Iranian or American. And also they would start hitting all the Arab states. So the beautiful thing about this MOU that's coming is that they're going to open the strait and all these ships are going to leave. So I don't really see how anybody could be mad at this, because even if you're after full-blown war between the two sides, you don't want to risk more human lives. And the Islamic regime's MO is kill as many people as you can when you can, because they don't care about human lives. So yeah, I would love to talk about that otherwise as a one, but I just thought I would add this into what Armin said, because yeah, it was masterclass, buddy.
I appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Okay, Jeffrey, close us out, please, briefly, and then we'll move to super chats, Armin.
You bet. So to put a cherry on top of this, Armin is correct in how he frames the soft power battle space. And Kelly, Nari, and the rest of those who have family in Iran are very correct in the goal. You are soldiers in the psychological war. And the goal for us is to dry the tears and bandage the wounds of those inside Iran to conserve Iranian resistance fighting strength. Such consolation is not based on empty sentiments. Rather, it's demonstrated by operationally significant acts. For instance, Ukrainian Defense Forces organization operational ties with Iranian resistance, and specifically His Highness Prince Reza Pahlavi, punctuated by increases in Ukrainian Defense Forces production of long-range strike munitions, Flamingos and FP1s, Flamingos at 279 produced a month and growing, illustrates that in direct opposition to the ruthless strategy pursued by Putin's criminalized counterintelligence state, the Chinese Communist Party, trying to coordinate their efforts with the regime remnants, it illustrates that you are not alone. I want to respond to the person inside Iran regarding human rights, because I know that that's a significant issue, particularly how brutal those fuckers really were. I can promise you, the intelligence provided by Iranian resistance inside of Iran has been received by intelligence outside of Iran. and there is nothing the regime remnants can do to erase their crimes, and justice, no matter how long it may take, cannot be fucking denied forever. And those evil fucks know it. The road is long and the journey is hard. That said, you will never have to walk that road alone again. So I'll close in saying this. Fear not, loyal sons of daughters of Persia, for the free peoples of the world are with you, no matter what happens at the national level, and no matter how hard the regime remnants try to misrepresent those acts. Javi Shah.
Javisha.
Javed Shah. Okay, Armin, let's move on to super chats.
Okay. Before I do super chats, I just want to say Ramins is here and welcome to our group. So guys, maybe like put in the chat welcomes to Ramins. He's new in our community. And Ramins, if you the way this works here, if you want to put a one in the chat, that's how you get a turn to speak. And if you want to respond to the topic is already being said, you put a two in the chat, and that's how you get to being put on a list to respond to what we're saying. And great to have you here. Thank you for being here. So guys, we got 16 super chats. So holy crap, let me just go through this. Oh wow. So first one is by Jew Hater saying watching Jewish cope on social media is better than watching TV shows. Jewish hate cope is what you need when your supreme leader is dead and stuck in a fridge and hasn't been buried for 100 days, and the second supreme leader, the new supreme leader, is a gay Ayatollah missing an arm and a leg, that is hiding in a hole, pissing his pants every time he hears a plane. And also, I'm not going to highlight your next super chat. If you want to attack me, I'd love to respond to you. But if you attack any other people, I don't know if they like that, so I'm not going to highlight them. Oh, Jeffrey. Okay, Jeffrey is consenting. So I'm not gonna read your disgusting comments regarding, especially the women. It's interesting that you like to target the women here about the way they look and everything. Shows how what a vile, disgusting kind of person you are, which is what I would expect from a Jew-hating, pro-regime person. Thank you for demonstrating the kind of people you guys are. Ian with a super chat saying, worth reiterating what Petito said. We don't need your hope. We need you to believe. My take, find it in your heart to project confidence and strength. Thank you so much, Ian, for the super chat and also for the suggestion. Appreciate that. Thank you for that. Okay, Jeff, this is from you, from Jew Hater. He seems to be very interested in your package. Again, saying poor Jeff and his strike package being ignored. Well, it's not being ignored, Jew Hater, because you seem to be obsessed with his package. Right. And then we have.
So it's his mom.
That was good. That was good. That was so good. Fleshy Interloper saying bad counter. It's fixed now. Thank you, Fleshy Interloper. And the Fleshy Interloper saying Jeffrey's reports are awesome. So Fleshy Interloper apparently reads your reports and he likes them. Okay, great. And then this is Sapir. She left, but she left a super chat saying big news. Palestine Action is now a terror organization. Oh, wow. That is big news. And then Sarah with a super chat saying, I didn't think I'd see a free Iran in my lifetime. Yep. We don't, I mean, it doesn't, I don't know when Iran is going to be free. And I didn't think either, but it seems like we're closer than ever before. So the fact that, yeah, now I do believe that I'm going to see it in my lifetime. So I was there with you, Sarah. Fleshy Interrupted saying their Russian pals will be too busy losing to help. Oh yeah, the Islamic Republic's Russian helps are too busy losing to Ukraine to help them. Sure. Jew Hater saying Armin the cope is on another level today. I completely agree, because the level of cope that you need, Jew Hater, to still think that you're winning, even though the other pro-Islamic Republic supporters are crying So your cope is at a much higher level than theirs because they have figured out that they're losing, but you still haven't. So you're dealing with much higher levels of cope here. We have Rooster saying, "Did I miss a great speech?" Depends on who you're referring to, but yeah, I heard a couple of good speeches. So probably you should go rewatch it, but probably yes. And thank you, Rooster, for supporting us. Okay, 5 more. Ian is saying, want to give a shout out to LA Iranians hand making black blindfolds and Javidnam shirts for FIFA. The whole world will see them in the stands. Oh wow, that is okay. That is great. I'm gonna look out for that. Thank you for telling us. I didn't know that they were doing it. So proud of them. Uncle Coping is saying, "Don't be Durka, be a smarty. Come join Armin's party." Okay, and then 3 more. Steak and Bean saying, "Armin, please, in Farsi allows to post امیدوارم ترامپ آینده را با پیمان هدیه تبدیل کرده باشد اما شاید این یک خیال بازی باشد." I mean, yeah, okay. So in Farsi, allows to post. Okay, so you're saying in Persian, I hope Trump, yeah, bringing a better future with this deal, but this might be an illusion. Okay, so that's you're saying that in Persian. Okay, okay. I mean, it's not an illusion. We're moving in the right direction. Like we don't even need to look at the future. We could just look at how far we've come, and it's really good. Like even if the future is uncertain, but so far the Islamic Republic has been damaged unlike anything I've ever seen before. Dumb motherfucker with a super chat saying, ILY, what does that stand for? ILI. ILI, Armin and I will continue. Oh, in ILI. Armin and I will continue to follow your work, but your space has been overrun by Trump psychopaths. Well, I mean, calling somebody that you don't agree with a psychopath is not the right way to engage with people you disagree with. One, you just heard so many people in our discussion group saying that they don't think Trump is doing the right thing, and we're responding to them. You could see a whole bunch of disagreements in our conversation. So I don't know what you're saying. In fact, everything you're hearing in our group here shows that we have a variety of beliefs here. So there's that. And then Nila, thank you so much for the super chat saying, "Don't ever second guess the importance of your voice. Articulate, knowledgeable, honorable, loyal. It matters and it's needed to be heard. Prayers." Well, thank you, Nila. That's articulate, knowledgeable, honorable, loyal. Well, thank you. Really? You think all of that? Okay, that's very sweet. You really think that? That makes me feel good. Thank you. And then we have Jahangir Victor with a super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. You guys are very sweet. My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.